Welcome. I am with Mr. John Grimmer, the president of Verde CO2, who's doing some exciting work and is a brilliant executive. I've really enjoyed brainstorming with him today about the possibilities of decarbonization and the solutions that could be mind-boggling. John, thank you for spending the time here today, and thank you for being a speaker at the Houston Strategy Forum's Carbon Hydrogen Symposium coming up on May 17th in just a couple of weeks here. John, what is it that you would like to highlight at the symposium? What is it that takeaway that you want people to know about when it comes to decarbonization?
Ravi, thank you so much for the hospitality. Really excited to be participating in the Houston Strategy Forum here in a couple of weeks. So Verde CO2 is a fully dedicated CO2 sequestration development company based in Houston, Texas. We're working on decarbonizing point sources all over America. And really holistically, our fundamental goal is to focus on carbon intensity of existing point sources. So think about that. This is America's heavy industries, key, important, critical industries that are necessary for America to operate. We want to decarbonize those so that they can continue existing, providing crucial material supplies to Americans to keep our economy thriving. At the same time, decarbonize them, reduce carbon intensity to benefit holistically America and the broader global decarbonization efforts. So that's what we really hope to dive into on the discussion. And you've got a great panel and a great group of attendees. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes, yes. And I guess you're going to focus on these what are called hard to abate industries, where to take out the CO2 out of their natural process is difficult. So you have to then capture it outside and then take that CO2 and get it sequestered. John, where do you see those lowest hanging fruits? Which industries are easier to extract that CO2 so that we can start tipping the balance against climate change?
You're right. By and large, the decarbonization efforts are hard to abate industries, but the lowest hanging fruit comes with the highest concentration CO2 in the emissions. And by and large, this is going to come from ammonia and hydrogen. Okay. And there's some other unique industrial applications that are what we call post-amine that come out in a high concentration. So those are the easiest to attack. Ethanol would be the last category. Those are the easiest to attack because it requires less capital. They often have some challenges that offset that. They can be small in nature or remote in nature. But we're going to start there. But we've got a lot of ambitions. And to decarbonize everything that we've set our sights on, we're going to need to figure out moderate to low concentration CO2 sources. These are post-combustion flue gas. Okay. And it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to come overnight. But in order to meet our climate goals set forth, it's got to be done. And so we're excited. We're up for the challenge.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So last question, how do we accelerate decarbonization? That is going to be the theme at the symposium on May 17th. And I'm looking for answers. I am desperately looking for answers because I hear we are making progress, but it makes me real nervous. We need to 100x the amount of progress that we're making. How do we get there?
We've got to accelerate rapidly, and that can only come from emitter participation. Like we've talked, there is no penalty for emitting CO2 right now. So a couple different avenues. I'm not asking for more legislative changes like the IRA or the BIL. Those were really helpful. But some kind of restraint that would put some kind of a cap and trade on emissions would do it. Okay. Barring that, just broad wholesale energy and participation from these large CO2 emitting industries to participate in the decarbonization efforts. And the last of which, we're going to talk a lot about these Class 6 permits. which are required to permanently store CO2 in the ground. There's only 2 of those active in America right now. We've got permits working, other folks have got permits working, but we've got to get that permit process to a place where it is rapid, more well understood, and faster.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Sir, I cannot wait to host you. I think this is going to be an incredibly important discussion. Earlier in our conversation today, there was a line, a slogan that you said, which got me really excited. I think you wrote it down. If for the benefit of my listeners and our listeners, if you would recite that, and we'll close this segment, sir.
Verde CO2's goal is to reduce the carbon intensity of the American industry.
Wonderful, wonderful. We're looking forward to that, sir, because that will drive the economy higher, and that will help address climate change. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, John. Looking forward to seeing you on May 17th. And thank you for listening to this. See you all on May 17th for an important discussion, and come engage with Mr. Grimmer, and let's stimulate each other. Thank you.